Symposium guests. It is a pleasure for me to welcome you all today on behalf of the Symposium organizers. We had several COVID cases and cancelled flights, so unfortunately not all can be here today with us in person. And we are going to record the symposium, so if someone doesn't want to be recorded, you should sit in the back, I was told. And now I have the honor to introduce our first speaker, Regierungsrat Dr. Konradin Kramer. He is the director of the Department of Education of the Canton Basel-Stadt.
Thank you very much, Professor Elger. Dear members of the family, dear scientists, ethicians, regulators, and guests. It is with a special honor that I convey this welcoming address on behalf of the Executive Council of the Canton of Basel-Stadt. Professor Peter J. Meyer-Abt, whose commemoration this symposium is dedicated to, played a crucial role for this city. As a researcher, as the vice-rector of our university, and as a model citizen and a generally generous person. This symposium aims at discussing how scientists, regulators, and academic institutions can further progress in medicine by building and strengthening the bridge between fundamental and clinical research, a central purpose of Peter Meyer-Abt's professional life. Whereas I am just a simple politician, so I will not be able to contribute with regard to content, but it might be adequate if at the beginning of this conference I commemorate the various functions of Peter Meyer-Abt as a skillful and tireless political ambassador to the realm of scientific collaboration. Peter Meyer-Abt was a man with many assets and connections. When he decided to take up the position of Vice-Rector for Research and Young Academics at the University of Basel, he had already served more than 20 years as Director of Pharmacology and Toxicology at the University Hospital in Zurich. Being a medical specialist in internal medicine, as well as in pharmacology and toxicology, the career of an excellent clinical researcher seemed predetermined. His return to the University of Basel, where he had started his academic career as a student, thus took the scientific community by surprise. A local newspaper even asked the question, why? Why does an internationally renowned scientist pick up a position in academic management? Within the community of researchers, these jobs at the time at best gained interest as a secondary appointment for well-established professors. Peter Meyer-Abt knew something already then that they did not know. He knew that public interest is sometimes best served when an inspired visionary like him dedicates his work to academia. And he represented the new academic management culture like no one else, authentic and exemplary. His role extended by far what you were used to from a functionary as a vice-rector. Peter Meyer-Abt was crucial in developing a strategy for this university, rich in content and future-proof. Within the university itself, and more importantly towards politics, he insisted on the necessity and the unique selling point of a life science cluster in Basel. He helped organize the clinical research within the university and the university hospital. In this way, he almost single-handedly founded translational medicine and personalized health in Basel in a time when big data and technology were more up-and-coming keywords. His high standards for quality in medical research are reflected in his magnum opus, the Swiss Personalized Health Network, SPHN. Peter Meyer-Abt presided the National Steering Board from the foundation of the SPHN until 2019. The Swiss Academy of Medical Sciences, whose president he was from 2011 to 2016, profited greatly from his strategic and organizational knowledge. And his continuing commitment to women's advancement was modeled, for example, in his function as a research council of the Swiss National Science Foundation. Even so, unfortunately, our paths did not directly cross. For me, Peter Meyer-Abt's legacy up to today is very noticeable in many a dossier. The track record of his academic career, I briefly tried to recapitulate, shows the importance and the preservance of his work for the University of Basel, for academia in general, for the canton of Basel-Stadt, and for this whole country. A visionary and at the same time a man of action, he embodied his core belief: success is only possible when working together in a culture of collaboration. Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you.
The Vice Director of Research, Professor Thorsten Schwede, will now join us via video. He is Professor for Structural Bioinformatics at the University of Basel, and he has been working with Peter Meyer-Abt for several years on establishing the already mentioned SPHS, the Swiss Personalized Health Network.
Sehr geehrter Herr Regierungsrat, lieber Konradin, liebe André, dear family, colleagues and friends of Peter Meyer-Abt. On behalf of the University of Basel, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you to this symposium in the honor of Professor Peter Meyer-Abt. A culture of collaboration, the title of this symposium summarizes what Peter always aimed to achieve, nothing less than a change of culture in the way we work at our university, within the medical research community and our society. Peter devoted his entire professional career to advancing the medical sciences in Switzerland, at universities as well as at a number of foundations and other organizations. Peter studied medicine at the universities of Fribourg and Basel. In the team of Professor Urs Meyer at the University Hospital in Zurich, he entered the field of medical basic research. His work on the regulation of cytochrome P450 heme proteins inspired his interest in research on the biological basis of human diseases, pharmacology and toxicology. After his clinical training in internal medicine at Basel and Zurich, he went to the Yale University School of Medicine in New Haven in the US, where he studied membrane vesicle transport in the liver. This line of research he continued after his return to Zurich, and his group became world leading in the molecular characterization of transmembrane bile acid transporters. The cloning and characterization of several of these transporters in his research group was groundbreaking for medical research and has impact until today. Several of these transporters are involved in the absorption of drug molecules by liver cells and play an important role in genetically inherited liver diseases. But Peter was not only passionate about his own research, he was always engaged in science management, as he realized that changing the culture of collaboration was the way to shape the future of our field. I refrain from giving you an exhaustive enumeration of all the important roles and functions which Peter fulfilled throughout his career. I would only like to mention a few highlights, some of which you will hear more about during the day. For about a decade, Peter was the president of the Ethics Commission of the Canton of Zurich. He served on the National Research Council of the Swiss National Science Foundation, at the Novartis Research Foundation, as well as president of the Swiss Academy of Medical Sciences, SAMW, for many years. Peter was passionate about improving clinical research in Switzerland, which is reflected in his important role in the creation of the Center for Clinical Research at the University Hospital of Zurich and the Swiss Clinical Trial Organization, where he acted as a president as well. I personally met Peter for the first time in 2005 when he became the Vice Rector for Research at the University of Basel. During this time, Peter was instrumental in promoting excellence in life sciences at our university and specifically fostering translational research at the interface between academic research and the clinics. But it was only after his retirement that I had the opportunity to work more directly with him on a shared vision, making health data in Switzerland interoperable to provide the basis for personalized health research. This idea would then later become the SPHN Swiss Personalized Health Network. I still vividly remember the first brainstorming meetings in Bern, where nearly everybody expressed the opinion that the whole idea of collaboration on health data exchange between university hospitals was not possible, and specifically across the Röstigraben would never work. And in fact, it would have never worked without Peter's relentless effort constantly repeating his mantra, we have to collaborate and we have to put the patient in the center. Today, 7 years later, we live in a different world. We will hear later today by Urs Frey and Katrin Kramery how Peter's last big project has developed. The culture of collaboration is indeed changing. I wish you an inspiring conference.
A culture of collaboration. We have heard that a key concern of Professor Meyer-Abt was to enhance value and progress in science and medicine, and to do this by fostering better national and international collaboration. Now, collaboration has been advantageous for humans when they face a huge threat, and the threats today are diseases, the pandemic, and we need to work together closely internationally to develop and speed up vaccine and medication development. So collaboration has also been mentioned in the context of open science, and UNESCO underlines that collaboration should become the norm at all levels of the scientific progress, including between disciplines. In Switzerland, the same year came up with an action plan, and there all higher education and funding institutions are required to develop plans for incentives and rewards. So guidelines and policies should explain how to incentivize collaboration and open research data practices. The symposium today will put spotlights on examples for collaboration initiatives to stimulate discussion and to advance collaboration. And those who have known Peter Meyer-Abt, for them it will be obvious the examples we take that have already been mentioned, SCTO, SPHN, research ethics committees. We have also a presentation on collaboration in basic science labs and collaboration of national academies. Harvey Feinberg was actually in Basel and gave the talk at the 17th anniversary of the Swiss Academy of Medical Sciences. And we have heard women's career were a concern of Peter Meyer-Abt, and you will hear this afternoon the link between collaboration and women's careers. And we should not forget patient involvement and collaboration and the bigger picture. SPHN is actually a driver project in the Global Alliance for Genomics and Health, the GA4GH, that will be presented by Martha Knoppers. And all that, in the end, to ask what can Swiss institutions learn from these examples concerning measures to improve collaboration. And the symposium is a collaborative event. I would like to thank all my colleagues from the different universities and Swiss Ethics who have prepared the symposium, and our speakers and panel members, of course, and then all that helped from my institute, Ann-Christine Loschnik, Laura Abelaez-Ossa, Johanna Eichinger, and Dr. Michael Rost. You will see them in action. Michael Rost will be moderating some of the discussions. And finally, we want you to collaborate too. We would like you to put up your suggestions. What would help to enhance collaboration? Which type of incentives for collaboration should academic institutions and research funding agency implement in the future? And for that, there is this link The website is called Online Questions. We would like you to put suggestions, but if you want to add a question, that's fine too. The event number is the day of today, 19/19/90. And finally, those who need certificates for the SIWF credits, they will be given out at the end of the symposium outside.